And there you have it. Not quite spring minestrone. Enjoy. I completely realise that it's May and thus not spring, but it's so sunny in Cape Town that one sort of feels slightly springish, and all the vegetables are coming up and everybody's a bit confused. So I'm going to make spring minestrone, which really means it's going to be green. I'm going to heat my pot. Oh, not with that. Now this pot I bought 12 years ago when Trixie was born. Come Mark, look here, I'm going to put loads and loads of olive oil in, like a really generous amount. Yeah. So I was telling you about the pot. I bought it when Trixie was born because it was a lifetime warranty, don't look crusade thing. And it's her pot, I suppose, when she leaves home and goes to her first sort of. So that's my little pot story. Now, I'm going to heat lots and lots of olive oil in here. Doesn't have to be your best olive oil. The best olive oil you can keep for the end. And then I'm going to add, now the idea about spring minestrone is everything sort of white and green. So I've got some white onions. Turn it down a little bit. Just going to start those off. Now the other thing I've got, and I've chopped half of them, is leeks. But, so now Lou's take a little bit of sabbatical and Mark's on duty. So Mark, come and look here. When you clean a leek, you slit it down the side so that all the leaves open up. Because otherwise, you can't clean inside the leek. The leek sort of pushes through the ground when it grows, and you need to be able to clean inside it. So I just thought I'd show you that little bit of information. Just going to give this a stir. Now, what you don't want is anything to brown. This has got to be sort of really pretty bright and pale green colours. No browning of onions here. So I'm just going to chop up that leek. Alright, and start to toss that in there. Now, the thing about spring minestrone is it's sort of like a kind of a make it up as you go along thing, because it's whatever you've got. So I've got some celery here. I think starting with the celery, the leeks and the onions is quite important. And in a normal minestrone, to that you would add carrot. Let's go back to the green and white thing. Then today I'm going to add mushrooms, courgettes, some peas, some parsley, some spinach, but really it's the kind of thing like cauliflower, broccoli. It doesn't really matter as long as you stick to the colour sort of scheme, as it were. I'm going to toss some garlic in. There it is. Fab. And essentially what you're going to do is basically just sort of fry this over a medium heat, or even low to medium, so it doesn't brown, but it just sort of softens. It's going to take about like 10 minutes or so. So I'll see you when you're closer to the next gig. You can see it's looking rather lovely, not browned at all. Now I'm going to add, I've got some courgettes here. I'm going to toss those in. That was about 3 quite big ones, but I mean whatever you like. I've got mushrooms now. I suppose these aren't strictly necessary, but mine are about to go rotten. So before they go rotten, I thought we'd use them. You know that I'm really one of those people who, if it's on special, I buy it. I can't help myself sort of giving a geluk, as they say. Stir that in there. And now I'm going to add, I've made some vegetable stock. I've used some really decent vegetable stock. But if you've just got powdered stuff, don't worry, use that. I just think if you're going to make a really simple soup like this, you may as well spend a bit of money on the stock. So this is my silly kettle that doesn't really work. And that's about 1.5 litres. I might use a bit more. Mark tends to like quite a brothy soup, don't you, Mark? But then the idea is that you serve this with pesto and Parmesan and lots of ciabatta, and it becomes quite a light but kind of like filling, nourishing meal. So that's that. Now, a decent amount of salt goes in. That's the black pepper. to put a bit of lemon peel in, but I think I'll wait for a bit later for that. And then we're going to add some legumes a bit later as well. I've got some white haricot beans, canned ones, and some chickpeas. In a perfect world, I'd have only white haricot beans and maybe some butter beans, but with lockdown, I did what everybody else does, and I bought about 520 cans of chickpeas because I couldn't find them on the first day, and then panicked and bought them all. So now we're drowning in chickpeas. And then I've got some frozen peas, which will just kind of melt in there. So that's it for a while. In fact, you know what? I may as well just pop the peas in now. It's going to make no difference. In they go. Beautiful. If you've got fresh peas, you know, knock yourself out. And I won't put the beans in because they'll just go a bit mushy. So let me just get this cooked and divine. And microphone is ringing, so you can answer it. Perfect timing. It's looking absolutely heavenly. I'm going to put some spinach from the garden in. If you want to put, well, if it really was spring, you could put asparagus in, or some mange too, or whatever. And I'm also going to put my beans in now. You just want to heat that through. Oh, gracious. And my mouth is literally watering. So that spinach takes a few seconds. We made some pesto. You don't have to use pesto, you could just use straight Parmesan if you like. Really up to you. And just give it a bit of extra seasoning. And a stir. And then, I'm just going to dish up a little, look if you see. And if you can do it like this and just keep, you know, you don't want to cook it to death, because really what you want is to keep the greens going. You don't want all the greens to turn into browns. That is not the idea. And then a blob of pesto and maybe a little squeeze of oil. Well, there wasn't any in there. Hold on a moment. A little bit of olive oil. And there you have it. Not quite spring minestrone. Enjoy.